What if your semantic search just worked across dozens of languages without having to build translation pipelines or having to re-embed your data? Well, that's now the default experience in Elasticsearch. Hey everyone, JD here from Elastic. As of March 30th, 2026 on Elastic Cloud Serverless, and later on in Elasticsearch 9.4, the semantic text field now uses the Jina Embeddings v5 text model family by default to the Elastic Inference Service. Let me show you why that matters, what changes to expect if you're already a user, and how to quickly get started. Let's get into it. Now for some background context, the Elastic Inference Service, or EIS, is a fully managed GPU-powered platform that makes it super easy to generate embeddings without having to patch together different models, pipelines, or infrastructure yourself. Semantic search with EIS starts with a simple mapping change. All you have to do is identify the field that you want to embed, set the field type to semantic text, and from there, EIS automatically handles chunking the content, generating those embeddings, and storing them for future retrieval. You also have the option for more control. You can choose a specific embedding model by setting an inference ID, and we'll go through those available options a little later in the video. Once you have that mapping set, that's all you really need to do. When a query comes in, EIS automatically embeds that query using the same embedding model and runs semantic retrieval against your index data. So what's changed? Before March 30th, the default was ELSER. ELSER is Elastic's in-house sparse embedding model. Now, as Jina is part of the Elasticsearch AI platform, the default has shifted into the Jina Embeddings v5 text model family. That means when you create a new semantic text field without specifying an inference ID, Elasticsearch will automatically use Jina Embeddings v5 text small instead of ELSER. So what does this mean for you as a developer? Switching to the Jina Embeddings v5 family unlocks some major upgrades for semantic search right out of the box. First, you get multilingual support across 93 different languages. Second, you get access to longer context windows. And third, stronger dense embedding quality for your retrieval tasks. Now, putting this into action means you can index documents from multiple languages and query in just one, and still retrieve the most semantically relevant results even when the query language doesn't match the document language. This makes global search, multilingual RAG pipelines, and things like cross-language knowledge assistance much easier to build with almost no extra setup. If you want a deeper look at the different embedding models from the v5 family from Jina, check out my colleague JP's video where he breaks down the specifics. Now, here's the key question. Does this affect your existing indices? Well, the short answer is no, but it can affect future ones and cross-index search behavior. If your index already uses ELSER, nothing changes. If you explicitly set an inference ID, also nothing changes. The only difference is when you create new indices without specifying a model. Those will now default to Jina Embeddings v5 text small instead of ELSER. Now, there are specific situations where you might notice an impact. The first is multilingual retrieval. Jina embeddings are multilingual, which means your search queries can match documents in other languages if they're semantically related. If you want to keep search restricted to one language, just add a filter on the language field. Second is mixed model scoring across indices. If some indices use ELSER and others use Jina, relevant scores comes from different models, and that can slightly affect your ranking consistency when searching across indices. And in some cases, explicit sparse or KNN queries can fail if they target the wrong embedding type. If you want to keep using ELSER, you definitely still can. Just explicitly set the inference ID in your field mappings when you create an index. And one important note here, if you already have an index using ELSER and you decide you want to switch it out to use Jina, that's not something you can do in place. You'll need to re-index and re-embed your data since the embeddings themselves are completely different. So this update makes multilingual semantic search the default developer experience in Elasticsearch. Better embeddings, longer context windows, and global retrieval right out of the box. And full control if you want to stay on ELSER. Now that sounds like some big changes, but how do we use it? Let's go over an example to help you get started. We'll start by creating an index with this mapping. Notice that the field type for the review property is set to semantic text. Again, what this does is automatically generate embeddings at index time, so you don't need to call an embedding model yourself or manage vectors manually. Next, we'll index a few reviews written in different languages so we can see how the Jina models treat multilingual content. Now let's run a search using an English query. Here we're asking whether these headphones are comfortable for long flights. And here's what we got in our search results. We see that the French review ranks first, even above the English one, because it's a closer semantic match to our query, even though the languages are further apart. This shows that this Jina model ranks by semantic relevance and not by language. And we'll see the same thing when we use a query that's in Japanese. Using a query that's translated to ideal for long-haul flight, we still see that the French review ranks on top because, again, it's a closer semantic match. Now think about what this means for the type of data you can now work with. If you're building search, RAG, or AI applications, you can now work with global data sets and still maintain relevance without having to, again, build translation pipelines and a ton of extra manual work. So that's it for this one. As always, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Please reach out. I'd love to chat about what you're building. I'll have some resources linked in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. Subscribe to this channel if you want to keep up with all things search and AI, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Thanks for watching.